We Metal Gear fans have been waiting on Konami for a revival of the Metal Gear franchise, and today this is what we will be discussing. And also later on we'll talk about a rumoured PlayStation showcase that could happen before E3. Hey guys, Single Player Universe here, please like and subscribe and let's dive into the video. So, is Snake back? Well, according to a VGC podcast, Konami is making a big appearance at E3, that they are planning to reveal the rumoured remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So I'm very excited to see what they do with it and how it all goes. I hope they have done some good to it by remaining faithful to the original version and maybe add some features that were missing. You know, they have to make sure it doesn't fail, as there hasn't been a Metal Gear game of any form since 2018, with the lackluster Metal Gear Survive, and even longer since a mainline Metal Gear Solid game through Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which released in 2015. So if they fail, it will likely go dormant once again. However, since Metal Gear Solid 3 was one of the most successful Metal Gear games, it should not be a surprise that this is the first choice from Konami, as it has considered to be most Metal Gear fans' favourite, so it may succeed. Although in my opinion, I really wanted the first game to be remade, and there were rumours on that game getting the remake treatment from Bluepoint Games. A Metal Gear Solid Remastered collection was also reported to be in development, consisting of Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, a remake of the first game released exclusively for GameCube, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and possibly Metal Gear Solid 4, although considering how difficult it would be to get that game's assets from the PlayStation 3, I think that game may have to be remade from the ground up. Anyhow, I don't know why we haven't heard much from those games. Maybe they might have fallen through, or Konami are simply remaking the games in chronological order, since Metal Gear Solid 3 is a prequel after all. In my opinion, I think this game will likely be released on the PlayStation 5 as a console exclusive, since I doubt PC players will be left out. But it remains to be seen if the exclusivity period is timed, permanent, or if the game will be exclusive at all. Even so, I would not guarantee that the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake will release on Xbox consoles due to Konami's relationship with Sony, and the fact that the Metal Gear Solid games have mostly released exclusively for PlayStation at some point. For example, the first game was only on the original PlayStation, the second and third games were only on the PlayStation 2, and although those games eventually reached the Xbox 360 in 2012, the fourth game is still trapped on the PlayStation 3. So I think that the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake may release in 2024 at the earliest, and to be honest, it's the best time to do it, since 2024 is the 20-year anniversary of Metal Gear Solid 3 that released in 2004. The game is unlikely to be remade in the Fox engine used for Metal Gear Solid 5, since that engine was retired after the Metal Gear Survive failure. So the game is likely to use Unreal Engine 5, which has become a popular choice for developers. In terms of gameplay, I would not be surprised if the game copy and pastes Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay and stealth mechanics, since if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I am excited for this game, although I would be even more anticipated for the first game since it is 20 years for that game, but as long as the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake does well, then we'll likely get remakes or remasters of the other games following it. Before we move on, if you want to catch up on what has been happening with the Metal Gear Solid rumours, then check out this video down in the description below. So moving on to the second part of the video, PlayStation are reportedly going to do a PlayStation showcase shortly before E3. And I say why not? You know, there is a lot we still don't know about the first party games. And considering that we just had a state of play that was pretty lackluster, with the third party reveals mostly being games that are being developed for the PlayStation VR 2, and no before we go surprises that we usually get in these state of plays, we would definitely want the PlayStation showcase coming much sooner. It has been a year and a half since the last showcase, and there have been games that were announced at that showcase that haven't been given an update, such as the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, Wolverine, and Spider-Man 2. Although with Spider-Man 2 we did technically have an update because it was going to come in fall 2023, but we yet to see gameplay and plot details. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is the one that I'm most intrigued about since the reports of development switching from Asper Media to Saber Interactive delayed the game. And I'm quite anticipated for that game, since it's a remake of an old turn-based RPG and I would like to see it updated to modern standards. Wolverine is the other game that we haven't heard much about. However, it may release in 2024 at the earliest, but I think we may have to wait until Spider-Man 2 is released. The showcase is reported to show the second phase of the PlayStation 5. So alongside the updates for the games I mentioned previously, we may see new game announcements. We may even see the first Metal Gear Solid remake shown there if it hasn't been cancelled, because Bluepoint Games are now a PlayStation studio. And the first game is no better way to start or end the showcase. But that is only me speculating, and it's possible that the first game may not be revealed at that showcase. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, I have a lot of videos like this coming, so subscribe and I'll see you next time. Take care.